What's going on, guys? This is Seth Ward here, and today I am back with another college football prediction video. And today I'm going to be talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Maryland Terrapins. And both teams are undefeated. Maryland is 5-0, 2-0 in the conference. Ohio State is 4-0 and 1-0 in the conference. And this game, it might be interesting in my opinion. I honestly, I haven't really watched too much of Maryland at all this year, so I don't really know what to say too much about Maryland, but I do know that they have Tulia Tagovailoa, who is Tua's brother, and he's done a great job so far this year, considering they're 5-0 and 2-0 in the conference. Ohio State, they're kind of iffy in my opinion. Their offense can be sometimes shaky, but then they'll go on a roll and they'll dominate at the end. Kyle McCord, still really don't have. I'm still a little skeptical of Kyle McCord, but he played. He played really well against, not really well, but he played exceptionally well against Notre Dame. And, of course, they scored at the end against Notre Dame, and they won, which is pretty impressive, in my opinion, last week. So that was an impressive win at Notre Dame, and that's a tough environment. For Maryland, they played Indiana. They killed Indiana pretty good. They beat Michigan State pretty good. They killed Virginia. So, honestly, Maryland has done a great job so far, beating a lot of teams in different Power 5 conferences. They beat Michigan State and Indiana, so those are two solid wins, in my opinion, for them. And, of course, Ohio State, they kind of had a little shaky offense against Indiana, but they beat Indiana. They had a little shaky offense against Youngstown State in the first half, but then later on, second half, they beat them pretty handily. And, of course, Western Kentucky, which they pretty much killed them. And then there was not much offense against Notre Dame. It was more of defensively, so they pretty much it was like 3rd and 19 or something like that. And, of course, Ohio State got the first down, and then they just went down the field and scored at the end on a last-second touchdown pass play or last-second run play when everybody thought they were going to pass, and they just handed off to the running back, which is a pretty smart play by Ryan Day, who had a big spew over Lou Holtz, calling out how he was overrated. But anyways, all right, so the matchup predictor, we have Ohio State with a whopping 90.6% over Maryland. And, of course, the game information will be at Ohio Stadium. Coverage will be on on Fox, 12 p.m., October 7th. That's crazy. It's already October 2023. Any weather, it's my favorite weather, which is 65 to 70s. Is really, really good weather for me. All right, so the season leaders, we have Tulia Tagovailoa. If I pronounce that last name wrong, I'm sorry. He went 111 through 169 completions to attempts, 1,464 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Pretty good for Tulia. We have Kyle McCord, who has kind of struggled a little bit this year, but he's coming along a little bit well. But I think that he'll do fine with Ohio State this year. So far, he has 74 through 113 completions to attempts, 1,055 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception. We have for Maryland's rushing leader, we have 64 carries, 309 rushing yards, and 4 touchdowns. Really, really good for him. We have Henderson for Ohio State, 44 carries, 295 rushing yards, and 5 touchdowns. Lastly, for receiving, we have Jones for Maryland, 19 receptions, 319 yards, and 19 yards of receiving, and 2 touchdowns. Pretty good for him. We have Marvin Harrison Jr. has done a great job so far with Ohio State. 17 receptions, 336 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns for Ohio State. And lastly, we have team stats. We have total yards, Maryland 454.8 total yards compared to Ohio State's 447.5. Yards passing, we have 297.4 for Maryland. For Ohio State, 298.5. And, of course, for rushing, we have 157.4 versus Ohio State's 149.0. Yards allowed on defense, we have Maryland allowing 328.2 compared to Ohio State's 255.5. Passing yards allowed, good grief, 211.8 compared to Ohio State's 149.0, which their defense is always pretty good. Rushing yards allowed, Maryland not bad at all, only allowing 116.4 compared to Ohio State, which is pretty good, 106.5. Okay, so I did say that I base them off at stats, which sometimes typically I do. Sometimes I typically just go by my opinion and my thought and what teams they played as well. Since it's at Ohio Stadium, which is at Ohio State, I think that Ohio State will beat Maryland by minus 6 points. I think that it's going to be a low-scoring game. I do think that Maryland could potentially beat Ohio State. This is like Ohio State's second true test to see if they're actually really good this year. But I think that they're going to beat Maryland by minus 6 points because it's at home, and that's a tough environment to play. But hey, I could be totally wrong, and I think that Maryland has a great offense, like basing them off their stats. And I think that they beat some decent teams, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I think that coming off of a bye week, I guess you can say, because their last game was against Notre Dame, I think that they're going to come out hot and firing against Ohio State, and they're going to be a little sluggish, I guess, after coming off from a bye. So, yeah, that's just my opinion, but I still think that Ohio State is going to win by minus 6 points. It's my opinion. Respectfully, it's at home, so it's a home field advantage for Ohio State, but who knows? Notre Dame lost last week, and I predicted Notre Dame to beat Ohio State, and of course they didn't. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you're an Ohio State fan, comment down below. If you're a Maryland fan, comment down below. And, yeah, I think this will be an interesting game to watch as well. All right, guys, Steph Ward here. See you guys later. Peace out.